The Philadelphia Flyers suspended longtime radio broadcaster Tim Saunders for 2 games after an on-air incident Thursday night that he thought wouldn't be heard by listeners. During the Flyers game against Buffalo, Saunders made an inappropriate reference to oral sex, believing he had just sent the broadcast to a commercial break. He hadn't. The microphones were still live, and thousands of listeners heard every word. His broadcast partner, former NHL player Todd Fedoruk, immediately tried to alert him to the mistake, saying they were still on the air. Saunders chuckled and asked if they really were, clearly realizing in that moment the gravity of what just happened. The Flyers moved quickly Friday, announcing the 2-game suspension and releasing a statement making clear these remarks don't reflect the standards of conduct or values they expect from anyone associated with the organization. Saunders, who has called Flyers games for 29 seasons since joining the team in 1997, released his own apology through the Flyers broadcast network. He acknowledged making an error in judgment with comments he thought were made during a commercial break. He recognized how offensive his remarks were and the harm they caused. Taking full responsibility, he apologized to the Flyers, the radio station, and everyone affected by his comments. He specifically addressed Flyers fans and broadcast listeners, promising to hold himself to a higher standard moving forward to ensure the broadcast remains a safe and respectful place everyone can enjoy. The suspension means Saunders will miss Saturday's game against the New York Rangers and Monday's matchup against Vancouver. He'll return to the broadcast booth for the Flyers' final game before the NHL holiday break on December 23rd against Chicago. This incident highlights how quickly careers can be impacted by moments of poor judgment, especially in the age of live broadcasting, where technical mistakes can expose private comments to public audiences. Saunders thought he had privacy during a commercial break, a reasonable assumption broadcasters make countless times throughout a season. But technology failed him, or perhaps he failed to confirm the break properly, and the result was immediate consequences. 29 years of professional broadcasting built a reputation that took seconds to damage. The Flyers organization clearly values that long tenure, choosing a 2-game suspension rather than termination, signaling they believe this was an aberration rather than a pattern of behavior. Fedoruk's quick response trying to warn Saunders showed the awkward position broadcast partners find themselves in during these situations. He attempted damage control in real time, but the words were already out there, heard by listeners across the region. The swift apology and acceptance of responsibility likely played a role in the relatively measured response from the organization. Saunders didn't make excuses or try to minimize what happened. He owned the mistake completely and committed to doing better. For Flyers fans, this creates an uncomfortable few days. Many have listened to Saunders call games for nearly 3 decades, making him a familiar voice associated with countless memories. Now they have to reconcile that familiarity with inappropriate comments that crossed clear professional boundaries. The suspension sends a message while allowing rehabilitation. Saunders gets time to reflect, and the organization demonstrates accountability without ending a long career over one serious mistake.